Leonidas drops the stun and drops the full ult. Oh my goodness, look at the health bars. It's a quad kill.
Should find the kill. Lunara will clean up that fight. Oh my god, I can't believe it. It is going to be Soul Shield. You gotta be kidding me.
Raw to take the 3v1, gets one, looking for the second. Crispy is popping off.
Looks like that Blizzard may connect with 4 people.
Ball, Lady Ronin! Oh my goodness, what a chat!
That was really good.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back. We are here. Season 13 has arrived. My name is Isaacs. Welcome to NGS Season 13. So excited to be back at the casting desk, getting ready for some Season 13 action. We are in week 1. This is the first cast of Season 13 for myself, so I'm pretty excited to get back to doing this. It was a nice 2-month break from the casting scene, but I am itching to get back in here, and what better way to get back in here than one of the teams that I actually got to cast quite a bit in their playoff run, Knife Party. Going up, they actually bumped up to Division C, and so now they're going to be going up tonight against the 5 Fish in a Trench Coat with a little smiley face at the end. So it's going to be a fun night. I am really getting excited for this one. I've been looking forward to this cast all night long. We're getting some readies going in the lobby. So let me take you over to the map screen so you can see what's going on tonight. So 5 Fish in a Trench Coat, they were the ones who were the home team. They called the flip, lost. Knife Party won. And Knife Party is sending us to Infernal Shrines. We'll actually get back to the map screen in a little bit because these guys are itching to go. I gave them the ready, and they did not hesitate at all. They locked it in, and they are ready to get this draft underway. MFCO, good to see you in the chat. Welcome back. Also, Tuba Breath, thank you for the follow before we got all this started off tonight. Welcome to the channel. Hope you have a fun time. It is going to be a blast with these two teams here tonight. 5 Fish in a Trench Coat. I recognize some of the names. I don't know if they're just a different team under a different name or if they're just a couple of different players from different teams that came together for Season 13. We got FFU Fitting doing the bans for us tonight. Looking at Infernal Shrines, there's no better way to kick off your season than starting to map off in Infernal Shrines. Johanna going to get the ban hammer right away. One of the tanks that has kind of risen to the top, you know, one of 3 tanks over that 50% win rate in Storm League right now, and she is well above the other 2 being Blaze and Anubarak right now. Definitely a strong ban. She has a very strong presence on this map. Not going to make it out here. We'll see if any of the other strong champions. Stukov just got a little bit of a nerf. We did see the rise of Rhaegar and then the subsequent like trickle down of Rhaegar, so we'll see if he decides to get banned or played tonight. But it's going to be Orphea Brightwing taking out some of that macro play. And Diablo's going to be that final ban. Quick bans coming in from both sides. It's always interesting in week 1 because teams really don't have a ton of research to do on each other unless they watched games from previous seasons. So there's always a possibility of that. But these teams just knew what they wanted to get rid of right away, have their own little plans going in tonight. I anticipate we'll see Blaze heavily focused, or at least that's what we've been seeing a lot of in the upper levels of plays. A lot of Blaze play coming in from that offlane and even that main tank role, but it's going to be the Anduin the priority coming out of Five Fish in a Trench Coat, gonna pick up Anduin right away. It's me, Frank123, coming in with the follow. Thank you so much. Welcome to the channel. Hope you're having a fun time. We got a good match coming at you tonight. Dahaka picked up by War is Fun, and they ran Dahaka quite a bit at the end their playoff run last season. I believe they have 2 players who also play the Dahaka, so they could switch it off back and forth. Asmodan picked up by Sabing, gonna be able to run the Lord of Terra round, be able to dunk on people, looking to get those sweet, sweet stacks. We'll see which way he has to go. I anticipate a Titus in Asmodan. Stitches and Sylvanas picked up. Nick the Brew gonna be able to use that passive to help push with the Punisher if their team gets it. And Stitches, just never a bad pick. Little harder on Infernal Shrines because of the minions that spawn in the middle of that shrine. So it's a little harder to land that hook. Don't want to accidentally pick off a minion, but around the objective, Stitches can still cause the havoc that he's known to with that fishing hook. Also great at zoning, and you have the Anduin Yeet to pull Stitches back if he decides to find someone a little overextended. Deathwing going to be banned out here by Knife Party, getting rid of, again, some of that global play, and also that big tank that can really just cause havoc. You know, I anticipate with a Deathwing ban, they're not looking to run a Gray Mane Tychus as that second damage. They're going to look to do somebody maybe who doesn't have the highest % damage, or just don't want to deal with the match of their Dahaka and the global pressure. Garrosh being banned out here from Five Fish in a Trench Coat. So we're looking at a potential tank pickup. They don't have to pick their healer up right now. They have so much time. It is going to be the Mei picked up by Knives, and I anticipate this might be where we see that second DPS picked up here coming on side. But they are going to go with the Alex Strauss instead. Deadboard going to pick up the Dragon Queen. Can put out a lot of healing, can put out a ton of healing, especially in that 16 to 20 range, and then beyond. She could just pump out so much healing and be able to get in that dragon form, create a lot of havoc around these objective fights. So as long as she is able to save that, she'll be able to throw it in there every once in a while. Kind of a big front line coming out, but they don't have consistent DPS. Asmodan will ramp up, but that early game is still struggling a little bit for Knife Party. So let's see if they find some strength in the early game to round it out. Meanwhile, Artanis and Cassia picked up. So this has got a lot of early game strength coming in here. Looking for the swaps, the hooks, and then getting that burst damage from Sylvanas and Cassia coming in. They will be able to put out a lot of damage, especially around this first Immortal fight. So we're either going to see Knife Party elect to give up that first Immortal or draft some early damage of their own right here and look to fight over that first objective. Kerrigan, all right. Start off the season really spicy with the Kerrigan pick. Parabolic, it is going to be that early game aggression that I want. Kerrigan can absolutely blow up any target with the lockdown combo with Mei. Mei's going to be able to lock one target down. Kerrigan's going to be able to get on it and delete it. If they can find the Sylvanas or Cassia, they're going to be able to, you know, dictate some of that early game pressure and give Asmodan the time to get the stacking going. But I'm going to let it over to chat. See what you guys think. Who's going to come away with game one? There's the comps. I will see you guys in the game on the other side.
I shall be your shield.
Blessing upon friends!
Hell, it's about damn time.
We are steadfast in the face of peril.
Don't underestimate a Nephilim.
Stormwind honors those who serve.
This is only the beginning of our journey.
My wrath shall not be quenched.
Your deeds bring honor to us all.
By steel or fang, we will prevail.
Not even death can save you from me.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's get these teams introduced. On the blue side, Five Fish in a Trench Coat. We got Samsonite on that end. We got Zombie Boss on the Artanis. We got Nick the Brew sitting there on the Sylvanas. King Carry on that Cassia. And FF lifting or fitting on the Stitches. Meanwhile, on the red side, we got Knife Party. We got Parabolic on the Kerrigan. Knives sitting there on the Mei. We got X-Wars Fun on the Dahaka. Deadboard on the Sylvanas down the bot lane. Sabing, he's around here somewhere. He's on that Asmodan. There he is coming in. And we already have a little bit of skirmishing going on in that mid lane objective. It is going to be that greed, or gluttony, excuse me, gluttony pickup by the Asmodean. I don't know why I said greed. That is the orange one. This is the build I thought he was going to go, looking to just get himself stacked up and be able to use that Titus in to cause so much chaos in some of these later game team fights. Knives a little bit low, going to pop the Mei passive, get herself out. Cassie's going to put some damage, but Mei has her dancing shoes on, going to be able to get herself out of there. Blue team, nice hook coming in for Stitch. Big root from the Anduin. That is going to almost assuredly be, and it is first blood going over to the 5 fish in the trench coat. Stitches already showing off that fishing hook, landing, I believe, 2 so far. And immediately the blue side goes ahead and picks up their objective. Going to take that first blood and turning it into some macro pressure. Up in the top lane, you know, Artanis is going to have a lot of damage that he can put down onto this Dahaka. Dahaka's going to have to, you know, be very careful around when he has his ability to sustain back up, because Artanis is just going to get in there, do some damage. So we'll keep an eye on this top lane. As the lane progresses, though, Dahaka will get enough sustain that it'll turn into just more of a farm fest, really. Unless either one just extends a little too far. But each side's picked up their camp so far, but blue side coming down, gonna get the camp. Red is on the way, but I do not believe they'll get here in time. We'll see if Mei's able to get herself in there. The rest of the team has started to rotate down. Camp is almost finished. Mei has thrown down some scouting, but electing not to go in. Team was not in good enough position and gonna back herself out here. They do have some pressure going into the mid lane. Dahaka was able to go and get some of that extra soak. Big combo going down onto the Stitches. The damage goes down, and when using the yeet to bring Stitches back, get him to safety, and Sylvanas going to go ahead and clear out that mid lane. So good timings by the blue side so far. They've got that quarter level experience lead. 1 camp, 1 kill. That's about the difference in the game so far. We did see a couple lanes get pushed out by the red side. They're getting a little bit more on the minion soak so far. Neither team electing to go for the bruiser camp quite yet. Both not being focused. Each team kind of looking like they want to fight over this first shrine. Dahaka actually rotating down, looking like he may just do the double soaking game. Asmodean looking to try to get some stacks, sitting at 68 right now. We'll keep Asmodean's stack count. Meanwhile, Cassia at 9 stacks so far on her queue, just continuing to stack it up, gets up to 12 there. Objective is online. It is the 5v4 so far. Artanis is finishing out, soaking that mid lane. He will get himself down here. It is going to be that Arcane Punisher. Has a lot of damage, but isn't necessarily deadly in these early Punishers. Can just pop it over the wall. The first Punisher usually just gets the double towers. Pink going down for the assist. Alexstrasza flips over into dragon form, so that's a big cooldown. The blue side just backing themselves away, trying to get away from the dragon. She's doing an excellent job healing the team back up. Asmodean trying to get some mana. It was out of mana for a big chunk of that fight. Dahaka wants to go in, and the fight has started. Dahaka gets the pull onto Stitches, but Anduin pulls him right on back. Mei right in the middle, looking to see if she can cause some chaos. Kerrigan gets the stun onto Cassia. Big damage coming down, a 4-man hit from the Asmodean, but so far no one falling. 31 to 29 is the count. Cassia going back in, but Dahaka gets the tongue, and that is going to be the first kill of the objective, and it is going to be the Punisher picked up by Knife Party. So they get the kill and the Punisher, and they're going to push into this bot lane. Dahaka immediately teleports himself all the way back up to the top lane. Stitches just needs to attack him one time with a slam, pops him on over. Kerrigan pulls Stitches back through the wall, though. The damage goes down, and they find the Stitches. Alexstrasza gets the kill shot there, and the siege is going to continue here. No tank means everybody's got to back themselves off, so this Punisher is going to get a lot more value having no front line. You do not want to get jumped on. Cassia does. Mei electing not to jump in with the Kerrigan quite yet. Everybody's low. We'll see if the Mei and Kerrigan look to find a fight. Kerrigan goes in. Sylvanas gets away with the Banshees, and that is going to be the end of the first Punisher, but it was a big Punisher by Knife Party getting that bottom fort. And they will continue to now turn the map in their favor. 2-1, they have the kill lead and the map pressure. Stitches going in. Oh, he finds Dahaka. The root goes down. Stitches gets pulled back. There's a body block galore. Just nobody needs to move. Stitches just too big. Can't get out. He is stuck, and Kerrigan finds a Cassia. Anduin able to save the Cassia. And my gosh, it was Stitches just like, guys, I'm trying to get out, but I can't. There's too many bodies. Absolutely love it with Heroes of the Storm. The body blocking is such a fun component to add to a game. but 10's just around the corner for the red side. Blue not too far behind, only about a half level. Looks like they're wanting to go and invade here. They've got the time before the 10s are online. They get the route onto Kerrigan. The pings go down. Sylvanas actually jumps all the way with Banshees. Alexstrasza is nowhere near. She looked like she couldn't figure out which way around the wall she wanted to go. And Asmodan gets yeeted back by the Stitches. He went fishing and caught something. And that is actually a really good invade by the blue side. They took advantage of the kind of, you know, chaos there for a second. Didn't seem like Alexstrasza knew which side of the wall she wanted to go on, come from the top, come from the bottom, was dancing back and forth, and Kerrigan was like, I'm in trouble, and end up getting a kill. So that will pretty much even up this experience. 10's actually won by the blue side. Stitches immediately picks up the Putrid Bile, so not going with the Gorge. Suppression Pulse picked up by Artanis. It's the Light Bomb by the Anduin. The Valkyrie from the Cassia, she's going to go fishing as well, and it is the Mind Control from the Sylvanas. So a lot of engage tools coming out here from the side of the blue side. You know, it was just the swap from the Artanis and the Stitches hook, but now we've got a Sylvanas and Cassia both with engage tools on their own to try and get that pick potential. Meanwhile, on the red side, we got Isolation coming in from the Dahaka. We've got the Ultras coming in from Kerrigan. We do have that Life Binder from Alexstrasza looking to bind up with the Mei. Ice Wall coming in from the Mei, and we've got the Titus in, picked up by the Asmodan. Both teams going to go ahead and pick up their Bruiser Camp now. And just kind of going to play it really slow here until this next objective going to be in the mid lane. We'll see if the blue side gets any type of siege done in the bottom. They do have to answer this little bit of a wave up in the top. Actually, once the turrets start hitting the minion, they won't get off, so that's going to be addressed just passively. Doc is up there for good measure. But Asmodan's stat count, 228 and counting. 236 now, continue to get up there. Valkyrie goes out, but does not connect. Only a 60-second cooldown. It'll be a while before she gets it back up, especially since the Shrine is coming up right now, and we do have the Bruiser Camp pushing into this top objective. It is going to be that Mortar Punisher. Again, not the deadliest Punisher. Everybody's waiting for that frozen Punisher, but neither team electing to start off quite yet. Stitch is looking like he wants to go fishing. And we'll see how all of these engages picked up by the blue side. You know, so many engages from so many different players. We'll see if they'll be able to get that picked out here. Kerrigan drops the Ultralisk there. The Ice Wall goes down. It does catch on. Who is that? Is that the Sylvanas? That was Sylvanas, but we have Stitches trying to get in there and save his team. He's getting low, and that's going to be Asmodan getting the first blood. Light Bomb goes down. It catches on to 2. There's a good knockback from, I believe, the Dahaka there. Mind Control lands, though, onto the Asmodan down below. Sabine going to go down, gets the dunk as he goes. It is so far one apiece. Mei trying to get back in. Artanis trying to take it up. It's 28-17. We'll see if the blue side gets back in. Artanis gets stunned out by the Kerrigan. Artanis goes for the swap, but Dahaka gets under the ground. Can't swap him when he's under the ground. And Cassia gets pulled back here. Dahaka trying to find the kill onto Cassia. Can't do it, but now they're turning onto the Artanis. Mei goes in, gets the knockback. Artanis does the charge, is not able to get any swap to follow. Valkyrie thrown out, but it does not connect onto the Kerrigan. The Punisher is here, and is another Punisher picked up by the red side Knife Party. Actually gets the stun onto the Artanis before the fort. They did get it pulled back in time. So the Punisher, ooh, a huge hook onto the Kerrigan here. Isn't able to land swap. Does land it, however, onto the Alexstrasza. Lifebinder immediately thrown out. The Ice Wall and the stun. That is a 2-man Ice Wall, 2-man stun by the Kerrigan. And that is going to be 2 deaths going over to the side of Knife Party there, continuing to hunt, get the Anduin. That is 3 kills now. The Punisher getting the assist in that one, and they are going to continue to siege out this mid lane. Dahaka just claiming as much as he can on the map right now. He got a lot of soak in the top lane, trying to get something in the camp department now. But these are 3 long death timers coming in. 5 fish are going to be able to respond, get this keep defended, but a big push in the mid lane as well. More importantly, Asmodan up to 314 on the stat count, and that's what they were really waiting for. The Kerrigan seems to be successful in carrying this early game and getting Asmodan to that 400 stacks. Alexstrasza healing, coming in pretty big here. And pretty much the experience difference right now. Dahaka, 11k to Artanis' 7k. That's a huge difference right there. Minions are, you know, 1,000 different. Mercenary camps were pretty even, but that hero's difference, those 3 kills, a 3,000 experience different, and the structures sitting at about 1,100. So the blue side got a couple structures missing. It's Infernal Shrines. This game can go very late. Just need to not panic, get their team group back together. All it really takes, with all the engages they have, you know, all the pick potential they have out of 4 different champions, really it's just going to take one, and then they'll be able to, you know, just continue to chain CC that one target. If they can catch the Kerrigan or the Alexstrasza, even the Asmodan, they will be just fine getting themselves back into this game. Really, it's just going to take 1 kill, but they're not going to be able to do it while they are down 16, so that is their next goal. Curious to see no engage from Night Party. They're going to go pick up their own Bruiser camp. I'd love to see them go and try an aggressive one with the 16 advantage, but maybe they're thinking, you know, all this hooking, you know, Cassia Valkyrie kind of shenaniganry, maybe it's just a little too dicey to try to pick up a camp right near a fort, so they elected to go get their own. Now it looks like they're trying to figure out where the side of 5fish are. They found them. Stitches actually did pop the Putrid Bile there, so that is an ultimate burned. Artanis has started the camp. We'll see if with that ultimate burn, they have that on timer. Now they may look to invade, knowing that Stitches does not have the ultimate, and it's just going to be given up by the side of 5fish. They realize they do not have the 16s. Smart decision by them not to continue to let this game snowball. Kerrigan gets the combo down. Look at Artanis. Dahaka is here. Artanis immediately melted. As a good pick by the red side, they're going to get rewarded with this top fort. So Vanna's going to try and just get her team a little bit of experience, get them on even 16 talent tiers for this Frozen Punisher up in the top lane. And this is a big, big Punisher. If it is picked up by Knife Party and they get a couple kills with it, these death timers will be long, and they will be able to get a very good siege up in this top lane. Maybe even potentially try to end the game. But 5fish, again, all they need, that one pick target. Artanis will be up in time. May just gonna try and be that bully, delay as long as she can. Stitches going in as well, trying to just get a couple of minions, delay these minions until Artanis can get here, about halfway to the party so far. Oh, he gets the hook onto Alexstrasza. Big hook coming in from the Stitches there. The Lifebinder goes down. Valkyrie actually catches the Parabolic in the background, and so far nobody's fallen, but Parabolic getting very low. The swap by Artanis, and that is first kill going in by 5fish. Mind control onto the Alexstrasza. They get the swap again. That's 2 kills, and 5fish are coming in strong here. 3 kills so far for them. And the hook, oh man, I thought Stitches was gonna hook the Dahaka while he was pulling the Artanis there. That would have been a weird interaction, but 3 kills, there you have it. That's what they needed. 5fish find the kills, and they are back into this game. Evens it up, 6 to 7 in kills, about a half level down, but with these long death timers, that is going to get them the Frozen Punisher. Dahaka immediately teleports to the bot lane, sees if he can push with this siege minion in the bot lane, and this is what I like to see. You're down the objective, you lost 3 members, but you try to find some sort of advantage somewhere on the map. Do something with the downtime instead of just waiting, and Dahaka gonna go ahead and get that bot lane pushing. Actually, nobody has stopped him yet. That siege minion is helping quite a bit. The Frozen Punisher is going to go ahead and press, but Sylvanas is here. She has the passive to turn off these forts. And she's going to be able to siege this up, keep this Punisher very healthy for this keep. We'll see if Artanis gets himself up here, or if he looks to just try and get this. So the whole team's backing off. This is a very, very healthy Punisher. They're going to go and try and get some fort somewhere else. Maybe go try and get the mid lane. They're going to have to get this pushing. Actually, looks like they're going to go just get some camps. So not going to push with the Punisher, the Frozen Punisher. They're going to go ahead and just try and get the camps, close this experience off, play for 20. It's the safer call, for sure. You know, that was a pretty healthy Punisher still, so love to have seen with the, you know, again, having all of those pick potential ultimates, possibly getting some sort of pick onto a Punisher stun target there, or a rooted target with the Frozen Punisher if somebody's not watching their toes. But electing just to play it safe. They're going to sit back now and just wait for their 20s. I don't anticipate they're going to go look for a fight with 20s being right around the corner for the side of Knife Party. But this game is really evened up. Experience is very close. There's still structure advantage in the favor of Knife Party. But I don't think either team is really going to look to fight. Knife Party may try and find some sort of like invade opportunity around this timer here since they have the 20s. 8 seconds. They could actually really easily invade this. Everybody on the side of 5fish are just kind of chilling in some bushes. But again, we see Knife Party going to go for the passive play, pick up their own camp instead. And that'll allow 5fish to go ahead and get their own camp as well, get a little bit more of that experience towards the 20. All they got to make sure is they just don't push out past anywhere they can't see vision. And they're doing just that. Push the wave out, move bottom. They know that most of the members are in that top lane, picking up that camp. They now have vision on the stack in the mid lane, and they're just going to back themselves off and wait for these 20s. Asmodan at that full stacks. 20s now online for both sides. It is going to be the Varian's Legacy coming in from the Anduin. We've got the Master Hooker coming in from the Stitches. Plasma Burn from the Artanis there. Gets that extra value when his shield overload is up. Did he take that? He did. Sealed Surge as well. Cassie going to go ahead and get that Imprisoning Light and the Dark Lady's Call from the Sylvanas there. Meanwhile, it's pretty much just ultimate upgrades coming out of the side of Knife Party, except for Alexstrasza, who did go for that Ancient Flame. Ooh, May's looking for the fight. Finds the Artanis. Artanis just got to sit there. Gets a swap, gets the Unstoppable, but the body blocks. Oh, he's going to get away with the Suppression Pulse. Oh, the Ice Wall goes down, though. It does catch Artanis. They may try to find it. Oh, a big two-man stun from the Kerrigan, and they get the dunk onto Artanis. The hook comes in. They find Kerrigan, but the Mind Control misses. They still get the kill. The Light Bomb goes down. That's 2 members stunned. Lifebinder goes out by Alexstrasza, but she doesn't get it onto the May. The May is sitting very low, does not have the extra life, and so May will go down as well. That is 2 kills for 1 so far in favor of 5fish, but they're all very low, and Alexstrasza has that extra duration. She's getting the carry pants on. Alexstrasza finds the kill. Asmodan just going to try and see if he can get a little bit more dunking going on here. It is 2 for 2 so far. Artanis will be the first one alive. We've got a Mortar Punisher down here in the bot lane. Both teams are going to be looking to get this Mortar Punisher here. Man, it looked like Artanis was dead to rights there for a second. Hero Blizzard there. Ooh, Dahaka gets rooted, immediately goes under. Get himself back. But Hero Blizzard for giving Artanis that unstoppable 1 second duration on the E, so he was able to get himself through the wall. Dahaka throws the tongue out. Valkyrie is burned, but look at the damage this 400 stack Asmodan is able to put down. He is having a blast just throwing down these Qs left and right. Chunking Anduin to half health. There's no way Blue's going to be able to take this, but they're looking like they're going to try and find some kills. Instead, they get the Mind Control onto Dahaka, jumping in. They're looking for a kill. Light Bomb goes out, but does not find the stun. Ultralisk gonna go ahead and go in to his cocoon and die there. And Stitches looking to kill this Mortar Punisher. Thankfully, the Mortar, as said, isn't the biggest, but Anduin's got to be careful with his health. Able to get himself away. This Punisher should be able to pick up the keep if everybody sieges with it, but I anticipate that will be the extent of it unless a massive fight breaks out. Stun goes down onto the Artanis. Kerrigan jumps in looking for a combo, but the pulse goes out by Artanis. Everybody's blind. That allows more burn onto the Punisher, and it looks like that would be... Oh, Kerrigan actually going to go in. She finds the engage, but Artanis gets the Unstoppable from the E. They pull Kerrigan back into the backline. Lifebinder goes out, but it is not going to be in time. Stitches gets the hook, but does not connect. Ooh, Artanis tried to find the swap. It barely missed Asmodan. And it is 1 for nothing so far. 5fish, they're on the hunt now. The pursuit is on, everybody's mounted up, and they're going to go ahead and pick up camps. So the keep was picked up, big pickup. Oh, he found the Asmodan, gets the slam, gets the Mind Control. There's the crowd, the chain CC we were looking for. The Light Bomb is down. Dahaka is going to get stunned out as well. Can Stitches land another critical hook? He sees it. Is not able to find it. But big hooks coming in. Where can I purchase some carry pants? I don't know. Walmart's got them on sale. Up it, Rackham. A big hook again by the Stitches. May goes in. She gets the root. Stitches puts down the Putrid Bile. The mind control onto the May. Ice Wall going down. Ooh, it catches both the Dahaka and, or sorry, the Artanis and the Stitches there. And so that will save the Dahaka and the May. Sylvanas is able to turn this off, so this is going to be another fort picked up by the side of blue. Little bit of life in the late game. Like we said, this game can go, Infernal Shrines can go 25 minutes, no problem. Just because you get the first 2 Punishers does not mean it's over. They got that huge fight over that top Punisher and have continued to just chip their way back into this game. Now it looks like we might see an invade here. The call is made. Stitches is going in, finds the hook, gets Dahaka. The camp is picked up, but they're looking for the Dahaka. The Valkyrie goes down. They find the Kerrigan, but she gets stuck on the wall. Hero wall coming in, making sure Kerrigan does not go all the way back. Somebody needs to pay their engineer. And back to the farming we go. Next Punisher gonna be in that mid lane. Now blue team looking like they may try and do a little bit of a siege up in this top lane. At least see if they can get the rest of the gate down. So this is going to be a pretty big Punisher. This one could be game deciding for either team, so I don't anticipate each team is going to be itching to just jump in right away. Both sides with a 2 to 3 kill and Punisher pickup could push down these keeps and core, with it being 60-second death timers. But Dahaka gonna go ahead and get some camps picked up. These are what, 1, 2, and the third one coming, 3, and there will be a 4th one on the way. So 4 siege minions plus this bottom camp. It's actually gonna be a pretty hefty siege building up in the bot lane that will have to get answered by blue. So they either have to engage fast, fight fast, or they're gonna, oh, a huge ice wall from the May, but the synergy with the Asmodan is down so far. Neither team falling, but it is gonna be Artanis just getting caught out. Too much CC, he gets pulled back, and the blue team are gonna have to back up. They cannot lose another. May's gonna make sure that this is secured for the red side. Are they gonna go back in? No, they gotta go clear this out, right? Looks like they may try to go back in here. Maybe try to get a hook. They find the May. That's not the one they want. Unstoppable. Mind control. Valkyrie goes down. Stitches trying to get himself away. The Anduin Yeet is there. The light bomb goes down as well. The stun onto the Cassia. King Carry gonna go down. Stitches finds the Dahaka, but this is starting to do the damage. 86% from the minions. Although this is starting to build up in the top lane as well. Siege for siege going on here. Asmodan should be able to just Q this from range, keep his own structure pretty healthy. But that was, wow, that was 38% taken off the core from the blue side. So they're going to have to get that first jump over to the top keep between the, like this little triangle area. Try to get both keeps to hit it. See if they can get this thing burned down. Asmodan is not here yet. I anticipate he will rotate down. Looks like he's going to get one more minion wave and then rotate himself down, but not going to be with the team for the push, although Cassie's not here either. Ice Wall does not connect. May pops the passive. Got to get the team on the top side to pull it up to the keep. They want that Punisher there. The mind control going out. Or no, it was, sorry, that was the keep that was targeting. Artanis gets, looking for a swap, does not find it, but the minions are starting to stack up here. Anduin pulls it back. The Punisher getting low. Down to about quarter health, but the shield is gone, 37% and falling. The Punisher jumps on 2 Stitches. Boing, he's like popping around like Goombas, and this is going to be game number 1 going over to Knife Party. Starting off their season. I believe they were the Division D champions last year, coming into Division C and gonna get their first win in Division C. pretty good game all around. I mean, it was definitely back and forth. Knife Party came out, had a very good early game. You know, we were looking in the draft, seeing what they were going to draft in there to get that early game pressure. Found the Kerrigan. The Kerrigan did absolute work in that early game, getting some very, very strong combos, getting some of those picks, carrying the early game. Then in that like late mid / early late game phase, that like 16 to 20 range, we saw 5 fish in a trench coat. They got the fight they needed. They were starting to use that to gain a little bit of momentum and chip themselves back into this game. But ultimately, though they did get one. They got the one Punisher in the top. But when you don't get 4 Punishers, slowly that Punisher is just going to chip down your own structures. And they were trading Fort for keeps in that late game. And ultimately, the pressure just got too much. But, I mean, overall, very strong performance coming in, getting that first game of the season out of the way. Azmodan, 183,000 siege, 95,000 hero damage. Sylvanas putting out just as much siege damage. And then Cassie throwing down the 68k. But, I mean, kind of, you know, Sylvanas ended up actually taking the offlane soak there for Artanis, you know, trying to match up against the Dahaka in that late game. But ultimately, you got 21k here, 21k here. The soaking game just a little bit ahead. Mercenary camps were definitely in favor of Knife Party. So fun game number 1 for sure. Throwing it over to the talents just to look through some things. So, you know, I was curious. I thought we were going to see a Gorge Stitches with the, you know, having the Anduin yeet kind of deal and then having the mind control with Sylvanas and just, you know, pulling some kidnap comp kind of deal, just pulling him back and keeping him locked down with the mind control. But goes with the Putrid Bile instead to give a little bit more zoning control. Maybe once they saw the Kerrigan get picked up, Stitches made that call to switch it over to the Putrid Bile. But ultimately, pretty standard stuff. Artanis, pretty standard build coming out. And it would go for a little bit of the damage build. A little bit of damage coming out. You know, going for that W build and then taking the Varian's Legacy here. Pretty standard coming out from the Cassie, although took the Glove of Alacrity at 13. Gonna have to read through that one. Standard. Lifebinder build from Alexstrasza. Yeah. So, I mean, pretty standard stuff coming out. Nothing super chaotic coming out of these two builds. Definitely enjoyed the game 1 fireworks. But as everybody knows on this channel, we always historically have our games go the distance here. So we'll see if 5 Fish and a Trenchcoat are able to bring one back here. But I'm going to send us on over to a quick commercial break real quick and get ready for game number 2. Don't go anywhere. We'll see you on the other side.
I shall be your shield.
Blessing upon friends!
Hell, it's about damn time.
We are steadfast in the face of peril.
Don't underestimate a Nephilim.
Stormwind honors those who serve.
This is only the beginning of our journey.
My wrath shall not be quenched.
Your deeds bring honor to us all.
By steel or fang, we will prevail.
Not even death can save you from me.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. We are waiting for a couple of these members. They wanted to get a quick water break between game 1 and 2. You know, well deserved, I think, by these two teams. That game went pretty long for an Infernal Shrines one. It's always fun when Infernal Shrine goes that long. But you know, the late game fighting is always a fun thing to see. It looks like we've got pretty much the same members in here. I know these teams have potential subs in the waiting, but I'm in the lobby right now. I'll send you guys on over to the map screen so you can see where we're heading here. We're gonna be going on over to Volskaya, and you know, with Five Fish losing the last map, they had the choice between first hero pick or map pick, and they elected to go with first hero pick again. So Knife Party got to pick the map a second time. They're gonna send us on over to Volskaya, which, I mean, I'm biased. I'm so sad that it made it in. I was hoping it was going to get eked out by Garden of Terror this season and Volskaya would disappear into the wind and never be seen again. That's just my opinion. You know, Volskaya, the map that historically always goes late. It's a very predictable map by the most part. There really isn't that much change in scenery that goes on Volskaya. You don't see too many like crazy strategies getting brought out. It's usually everybody fights over the middle objective. Everybody fights over the top objective. Everybody fights over the bottom objective. We hit 20, and then we see what happens after that. I always say I cannot wait for a team to finally prove me wrong and win a game before level 20s come online in Volskaya. I haven't seen it since I think like season 4 of NGS was the last time I saw a Volskaya game, and before level 20s were achieved by one team. It got close last season. There was one team, maybe it was Knife Party actually. It was in the playoffs last season. There was one team that got very, very close to winning with like a half a level of 19 left, but then they backed out instead of trying to push for the court. I was just cheering so hard. I was like, come on, win at 19. But maybe this will be the game. Maybe one of these two teams will win it before 20, and then I can finally eat crow. I don't know. But yeah, game 1, a lot of fun. Thinking about the heroes. A lot of them work well on this map as well. You know, Mei is definitely a stronger pick on this map where there's a lot of team fighting around an objective. Stitches shines even brighter on this map. Doesn't have to worry about all those minions. Alexstrasza does well on this map. Antoine does well on this map. Both the damage from either side really does well on this map. So every champion that was played in the last map really can be brought back. Maybe not Tahaka. Tahaka, you know, he still has that global presence, but the map's a little bit smaller than Infernal Shrine. So on these smaller maps, typically don't see Tahaka as much. Maybe we'll see him subbed out for like a Leoric, who has a lot more team fight presence. Blaze, again, I'm surprised we didn't see a Blaze in that last game. But you know, we'll see if he gets brought out here in the second game. I'm excited to see the return of Blaze to that upper tier of tank play and offlane play as well. It can fit him into either role kind of deal, and he just brings so much utility to a team. But we are still waiting. Let me just let them know that I am ready whenever they are. I know they're getting their water break real quick. But let me see. I'm gonna go pull up real quick because I know we're in week number 1. I don't know how many other games have been played in this division so far. Actually, it looks like just one, and it was Clouded Minds. They took down Team TBD. So this is the second game going on in this division. And this looks like a very, very competitive division. Psystorm Probes, Regen Divine, CCS, USA Esports. I mean, Knife Party and Five Fish and a Trenchcoat are in here as well. Cats on My Keyboard, how can I forget them? Just my eyes kind of went right over. A lot of, and then there's the ICC team in here. So a lot of good teams in this division. This Division C West is going to be a very spicy division. A lot of good games going to be coming out of this division for sure the rest of this season kind of deal. And Ektar's the moderator. Looks like we got one team giving the AOKs, getting ready to get back into this game. I guess I could go over the maps that were banned because we kind of jumped really quickly into the game number 1. So we could talk about the maps that aren't available tonight. So we've got BOE was banned out by Knife Party, as is Brax's Holdout. So not going to be able to see either one of those. And then Five Fish and a Trenchcoat banned out Sky Temple, which I can't remember if Sky Temple was the map that was like on the bubble or if it was Volskaya that was on the bubble. But I think it was one of those two maps that were on the bubble. And then the Alterac Pass was also banned out here by Five Fish and a Trenchcoat. So, sorry, my mouse got kicked off my my desk real quick. So, not going to see a lot of the big maps are kind of taken out. We still have Cursed Hollow. So one really big map still kind of available from like the classic big maps from Heroes of the Storm, but a lot of more team fighting maps are left left on the market. We got Towers of Doom, Tomb of the Spider Queen. We're going to Volskaya. So it's going to be interesting to see how these teams draft, but we got both teams back now. We should be getting into the draft here shortly. And there we go, got the coin flip, and we are pulling it up as we speak. So it is going to be Five Fish in a Trenchcoat. That is going to be the one who gets to start off the banning again, get priority. And I believe they banned Johanna and Brightwing in the first phase. Now they're going to ban out the Anduin. So they played Anduin. They actually first picked Anduin last game. Now they're going to kind of fade away from the Anduin. I'm trying to remember, was Stukov banned? It had to have been banned because it wasn't picked up by either team. And again, Stukov constantly gets nerfs, but I still don't think the nerfs were big enough to make Stukov, that silence is still just absolutely devastating and is so strong in coordinated play. So we'll see how these teams approach it. But Diablo going to be banned out as well. So another Diablo ban. First ban both times by Knife Party. And Johanna going to get the ban out as well. So electing not to pick up the Johanna themselves, since they do have the first pick, in Orphea. So those are the same two bans. Actually, I think they did Orphea than Diablo last game. But same bans, except instead of Brightwing, they banned Anduin. So are they going to pick up Brightwing now since they left it open? Brightwing does very good on this map. Her passive doesn't get as much value, but she still gets the polymorph. She still has the good healing. She still has the blink heal. The polymorph is going to be a big factor, especially if they're going to go that Kerrigan again. Oh, but they're going to go Lucio, Beatmaster himself. Going to skate around on Volskaya. Lots of walls for Lucio. Has a lot of good global healing. We'll have the high 5 available to cleanse a lot of the crowd control that could come out. Bankai, yeah, it's a good division. Oh yeah, you're in that one. You're in Regen Divine. Yeah, it's a very good division. I'm excited for Div C West. That looks like a lot of fun to be in that division. I'm gonna try and grab as many of those casts as I possibly can. But Hanzo and Falstad picked up by War is Fun and Sabing. Each one, both DPS picked up immediately coming out from Knife Party, and a Nubarak and Sylvanas picked up by FF and Nick the Brew. And we talked about, Johanna. She's the highest win rate of all tanks in Storm League right now, but Nubarak and Blaze are not right behind her, but they're the only other tanks above 50% win rate right now in Storm League. So there is that strong trio at the top, and then all the other tanks are kind of just down there below. Now, some of the other tanks, that aren't mentioned take a little bit more skill to play. Like Garrosh can be really difficult. Like a really good Garrosh could just wreak havoc on a team. But a Nubrak gonna be that higher percentage tank. We'll see what he can bring out here. Gonna be able to put people under with the cocoon. But there's not gonna be a Li Ming picked up. Maybe we'll see the Blaze come out. That counter engage. Looking at the tank pool. Probably not an ETC. Don't have the Diablo. It's going to be the Mei again. So same healer, same tank. Like I said, I didn't, if it worked last game, didn't anticipate much change. Wow. Instantly locked in. We talked about the Leoric, how they could swap out the possibility of a Dahaka for the Leoric. And Leoric picked up here by Zombie Boss. And King Carry going to bring out the Kira. So a lot of damage coming out with that Kira Sylvanas. A lot of burst damage, a lot of bleeds, and the Leoric is going to be able to trap everyone down for them. And Nubrak going to be able to use that cocoon and that single target lockdown to help, you know, blow up that one target. And Parabolic going to pick the Zool. Zool into Lucio. So, you know, the Zool has the Bone Prism, but Lucio could just get ready. You know, it takes a long time to cast. So Lucio post 10 is going to be able to just get anybody. Do the high five and help out with a lot of these stuns, this lockdown. But overall, I believe I have to remember. I think War is Fun likes to go the Dragon Strike instead of the Dragon Arrow too, which that's going to be interesting because then Leoric could put people into a wall and then Hanzo can throw his Dragon Strike down as like a counter engage almost to it. You know, put it down right on top of the tube. So it's going to be a lot of mind games being thrown around by these two teams here. Going to be a lot of fun. But we're going to be getting this lobby underway. And I will see you guys in the game for this match number 2, or map number 2, between these two teams. And both these teams load really fast, so I didn't throw us to a commercial this time. But on the blue side, we've got the 5 fish in a trench coat. We've got Nick the Brew coming in on the Sylvanas, King Carry coming in the Kira, Samsonite on the Lucio, Zombie Boss HD on that Leoric, and FF Uwu fitting on that Anubarak. Meanwhile, on the red side, we got Knife Party coming in on the Zool. We got Parabolic, Deadboard on the Alexstrasza. War is Fun on that Hanzo Sabing on the Falstad, and we've got Knives yet again rolling it back on the Mei. To the mid lane we will go. Talent's coming up. Anubrak gonna go for that Regeneration Master, looking to get those globes. Should do it pretty quickly. A lot of camps to be picked up. Gonna be rotating between mid and top, so we'll be getting 2 globes instead of 1. Got some sprays going out, some steps going out. Falstad gonna go for that hammering build, that Q build Falstad. Hanzo gonna try and get those scattering arrows with simple geometry. Both teams just going to clear out. We've got the Hanzo and the Mei going to the bot lane. So, we got the whole 4-man coming to the bot lane. Okay, look at this. A little bit different here. Now we've got some differences going on in the bot lane. Here we go. The 4-man. Oh, they just come down to push it out, getting ready for the turret camp. Darn, I was hoping we'd see like a siege in the bot lane. But they're just going to rotate back to the mid lane as 5. Start clearing out some minions. Turrets are online now. Blue side. Leoric actually just freezing it here, trying to deny some XP, and why not? Nobody on the red side's in the lane, so he could just kind of sit here and let these globes go to waste. Mei gonna come down now, try and force the issue. Zool gonna push the lane up in the top lane. Turrets picked up by both sides. Oh, here comes the red team down to the bot lane again. We're going to have to watch these stacks coming in from the Falstad and the Hanzo, trying to ramp up their assassins with the stacks. Both teams going to go ahead and pick up the siege camp. So each team putting a little more emphasis on the camps on this map, opposed to Infernal Shrines, where it was a little slower with the camps. You know, each team didn't pick up their Bruiser camp for the first objective. Now both teams getting their Bruiser camp right away. Making sure they match map pressure for map pressure with the other side so that neither team gets that advantage. And neither team quite ready to pull out the support camp yet. But the camps are going to go ahead, push in. Red team's got a little bit of advantage up here in the top lane. Falstad gonna go that increased barrel range, try to get away from that Anubarak. You know, keep his distance. Get that little bit of an increased shield there to help him out as well. A little more survivability, because if Anubarak catches you, you're in for a rude awakening. But the first control point about to be unlocked in 5 seconds. Both teams making their way to the mid lane. Looking for that first level 5. Nubrak burrows in, finds the Mei, doesn't land the Impale, so gonna just back themselves away. Hanzo a little low on the mana. resources. Bleeding just a little bit. Puts down the turret early. So the turret goes down, but not in range of the Anubrak, so he could just kind of sit there. Pops out the W. Hanzo guarding his turret. Ooh, that's a lot of stacks for Hanzo. The Anubrak just gave Hanzo 4 stacks onto a simple geometry, so that's a pretty big pickup there for the Hanzo. Had all day long to line up that shot. Anubrak looking for a find. Doesn't find the Falstad, so backs himself off yet again. Hanzo going. He actually going back to base. Does Leoric see it? I don't think Leoric saw it. I don't think Leoric saw it, so they may not know that Hanzo's not even here, where they could try and force a little bit of a fight. But they got to push Mei off. Sitting on this side does nothing. You got to push the Mei off, otherwise this still channels for red. I think he knows that, right? Like this is still gonna just channel? Okay. Both turrets picked up yet again, so each team holding, well, West one turret. Kira actually goes in, gets the stun on the Alexstrasza, the knockup from the Anubrak, the burrow in, and they do get the Alexstrasza. At what cost? Lucio getting low. The Punisher was actually picked up. It got the channel finished. And now everybody on the blue side trying to run away. Falstad jumping forward. Kira going back in, throws a turret down, gets a stun onto Zool, trying to put down as much damage as she can. Knock up from the Impale by Anubrak. And they're just sieging down this Punisher. This poor Punisher, it's like, dude, it doesn't have even a driver yet. What a waste of expensive machinery. And that Punisher is long for this world. That turret is going to finish it off. I guess that's one way to make sure that your opponent doesn't use the Punisher, is just never let him get in the driver's seat. So first Punisher phase over, neither team getting to use it, so nothing falls and teams go back to playing the map. It's been a while since I've seen that one. Gotta love it. Season 13 off to a bang. 1-0 so far in kills, favoring 5fish in a trench coat. By the way, I absolutely love that name. Ooh, Zool gonna get caught out here. Will they get the knockup? Will they get the burrow? The stun, the stun, the stun. Nope, Nubrak holds the burrow, so he's still holding on. Has that burrow. At 14 stacks of the globes, that is gonna secure the support camp, which is a big pickup by 5fish in a trench coat here. Gonna go up to 15 globes, halfway to getting that extra 500 health, which is gonna help quite a bit. 500 health, nothing to scoff at. Falstad currently sitting at about 40 on the stacks of Gathering Storm, so got a lot in that that big fight. A little bit of grouping up from the blue side allowed Falstad to get a couple Qs. We got the 10s coming online, and I wasn't crazy. Dragon Strike is picked up by the Hanzo. We got the Skeletal Mages by that Zool. We got the Mighty Gust by the Falstad, the Lifebinder again by the Alexstrasza, and the Ice Wall from the Mei. Meanwhile, on the blue side, it's Cocoon from the Anubrak. It is the Unrelenting Strikes coming in from the Kira, Mind Control from the Sylvanas. It is going to be the Sound Barrier, though, picked up by the Lucio, and it's going to be that Entomb picked up by the Leoric. Oh, the root goes down. Can't get him out of that one. The support camp does save the Sylvanas' life. They had to burn the support camp to keep Sylvanas alive. The Skeletal Mages also popped, so 3 ultimates popped on the red side. If blue is keeping track, they can go, hey guys, we've got big ult advantage. Falstad has no mana. This could be the engage blue side wants, and Nubrak's going in, trying to find it. We've got the disengage from the Maid. The Tomb goes down, catches Zool, the Mind Control as well. Unrelenting Strikes coming in from the Kira, but the big heal coming in saves everybody, and nobody falls. So now a lot of ultimates burnt from the side of 5fish in a trench coat. I keep wanting to say 5fish in a barrel. I don't know why. I mean, the saying is fish in a barrel, but, you know, 5fish in a trench coat. And that was a lot of action for no deaths. Big healing coming in from the Alexstrasza there. Holy cow. And so here we are. Second control point is active. Lucio gonna skate himself on up there. Kira gonna go in, she gets the stun and the Mind Control. This adds one dead dragon. Yes, it is. Alexstrasza goes down. Big pick for 5 fish. Hanzo gets the Dragon Strike out. They're looking to return fire on the Anubrak. Get some serious damage. Falstad is able to escape the Entomb so far. Hanzo does get the kill, but Kira is trying to get back on the Falstad. The drain is going down onto the Mei. Leoric has to back himself away. The channel was not completed by the Lucio. Now Hanzo is hunting, trying to get some more damage down. Sylvanas returns fire. It's 1 for 1 so far, but Alexstrasza is on her way back. Falstad's going to go ahead, and just like he did on Asmodan, when there is nothing to do, he's going to go find something to do. He's going to go get some of that soak. Let the team just wait to regroup and now come back to join the fight. Going to make it back before the Anubrak. So far, both teams just exchanging flurries. Anubrak is back. Almost all ultimates are online for the blue side. Actually, now they all are. Only 3 ultimates available so far for the red side. Anubrak burrows in, finds Parabolic again on the Zul. Mei goes under a second time, but a 4-man ice wall is going to negate everything. A big sound barrier is going to negate that Falstad Q. He still gets the stacks for it, however. And now the re-engage is on. Knife Party looking to fight. They find Leoric at so low health, but nobody falls. Kira going in, finds Sabine, gets the knockback, the stun, the mind control. Lifebinder does not save. It was close. This Alexstrasza is trying to get it, but that was just an insane amount of burst. And that is going to be the Protector picked up by the blue side, and it will go ahead and siege. I'm sure they're going to take this to the bot lane, right? That's what most teams typically do with the second Protector, but yeah, just getting a couple parting shots. I'm gonna head down into the bot lane to get a little bit of siege. See if you can get that bot lane advantage. Now, the one thing that is more interesting about Volskaya, I guess, that would make the map a little more fun, you can't kill the well, and the prize was always trying to get the well. The well now only goes down if you get the fort, so you have to go for the fort and see if you can get it. So if you can protect the fort, you can't kill the well, and then the well lasts. So I guess that does make Volskaya at least a little bit more exciting, but while this is going on down here, Sylvanas and Lucio are going to go ahead and siege up the top lane and see if they can get the fort up in the top lane. Protector just trying to distract people, say, hey, look at me, come chase me, don't go up to the top lane, nothing's happening there. You may be losing a couple buildings, but it'll be fine. And that is the end of the second Protector. So 2 Protectors down, 14s for both teams. All forts still available, but the Fishies have created a little bit of chaos here. They've taken down that bottom wall. They've taken about half the fort in the top lane. So they've got the map fresher. The stun onto the Hanzo, into the wall. The engage is immediately there, but a huge gust coming in from the Falstad. Once level 20 hits, doesn't even matter. That Dragon Strike gust was absolutely insane. 3 kills going over to Knife Party there. Trigger has been pulled, and red team has now gotten themselves back into this game. Ice Wall is going to make sure Leoric does go down, is not able to zombie walk out of this one. 4 kills for none. So it looked like it was going to be a pick onto the Hanzo, suddenly turned on its head, and that is 4 kills going in favor of Knife Party. They now have the lead and are going to continue to try and find some sort of advantage. Looks like they're going to finish sieging out this mid lane. Did they get the turret too? They did get the turret. Oh no, that's blue side, sorry. Blue side got the turret. That makes a lot more sense. The Anubrak burrowing himself in, trying to find a target. Mind Control did land on the Alexstrasza. Puts the Lifebinder down to try and heal herself up. Kira gets the stun onto Alexstrasza as well. The Unrelenting Strikes go down. She's trying to get the stun, gets it. Alexstrasza is trying to heal through all that, but this is huge. A 3-man burrow from the Anubrak, a 2-man impale. Hanzo sitting underneath inside of a lovely little cocoon. Really doesn't want to come out. It's a big, scary world, but eventually you do have to come out, and that is going to be 4 kills now in favor of 5 fish in a trench coat. So back and forth we go, 4 kills apiece. And this game is just flipping on its head back and forth. And this is going to be the fort in the top lane picked up. And now what will they do with it? They're going to look like they're going to pick up the support camp. Falstad, the lone survivor, at about 80 stacks. So, 75 is usually where I say the hammering stacks start to get a little bit scary. He can start putting out a serious amount of damage. Once you get past 75, it's only going to continue to increase. So those squishies, you know, Kira, Sylvanas, got to be careful about getting too far forward because he can put out, with the W and the Q, he can put out a significant amount of burst damage really, really quickly if they dive in just a little bit too deep. But we've got 13 minutes until, or 13 minutes, 13 seconds till this bottom protector comes online, or control point comes online. Ooh, we got an invade coming here. Nubrak, does he do it blind? Dragon Strike goes down, but the Nubrak just burrows right on past it. May goes down on the point. That is going to flip for blue. The Falstad gets the gust and blows them all back into the Zool. The support camp goes down. Zool sitting fairly low. Alex Straza and Falstad just doing an insane amount of crowd control. The Unrelenting Strikes goes down. Hanzo's still able to heal through all of that because of the Alex Straza's insane late game healing. And Alex Straza, being just this terrifying dragon, is going to continue to press this team forward. 2 kills over for Knife Party so far. Hanzo's going to try to turn it into a triple kill. Doesn't Nubrak have the burrow up? Does not. Lucio going to use the speed boost to just get himself to safety. 3 kills to none, back in favor of Knife Party, and we are even Steven as far as the experience go. And this game suddenly got very action-packed very, very quickly. But I mean, you gotta hand it over to this healing. Alex Straza, we talked about in game 1 how insane her healing can get in the late game. And this single target healing coming out of Alex Straza is just absolutely critical to these team fights. I mean, I don't know how many times Hanzo has had his life saved by a big Q, big life binding, and not going down to that full burst coming in from the Sylvanas and the Kira. About a half-level lead so far for Knife Party. They're looking to get their 20s. More importantly, they've got about 50% of this bottom control point, and Nubrak is now just getting back online, immediately making his way to the bot lane. And I do not believe they're gonna try and force this fight with no Falstad. Nubrak's not here. They get the Entomb, but does not land onto any target. The Skeletal Mages are going on a ride. The Dragon Strike goes down as well, and Leoric's actually taking a fair amount of damage here. Has to be careful. The Nubrak burrows in. Falstad's still not here. The Mind Control goes down. The Lifebinder puts Parabolic back at full health. The pings go down onto May in the back. May already using the passive will go down first. Kira goes in, gets the 3-man stun. A Nubrak with the burrow, and there it is. Oh my gosh, I called the shot, and that is insane. Big CC coming out from the blue side. 5 fish in the trench coats are absolutely going crazy here in the late game. And now they're going to keep Kira on the point, go turn this map as blue as they can, maybe try to get this keep sieged up a bit with the Nubrak Beetles and the Sylvanas passive. I anticipate they'll use the Beetles. Okay, they're going to use the passive here as well. Thought they're going to use it on the keep. They still have the Beetles, though. Sylvanas is able to just turn it off. They got 31 seconds, and they can take this Protector up into the top lane, and they have a win condition available in the top lane. This Protector will be able to burn. It's a late game Protector. We'll see if they bring this Protector up to the top lane and try to end it here instead of just forcing it through the bottom. Falstad just trying to buy time for the team, and that level 20 upgrade on the Gust is going to pretty much put any type of damper on getting this keep. But the minions are on their way. The Protector is here. And now bringing it up to the top lane to try and put this series to a game number 3. Falstad's going to try and poke out as much of this as he can. Leoric going to go ahead and swap. Here going to jump in as 2. Just going to, again, shoot that mid as they drive on by. Only losing about 3%. Going to go straight to the top lane. But the rest of the team not going with it. Team! Oh no, now the engage is there. May goes under. They're just trying to disengage. It's just the Zool right now, but this Protector could go core. Like, this Protector could straight go core right now. Oh no, what is it? It's backing up. So they're not going to go. Okay, red team is starting to back up now. So the Protector is going to go back to the mid lane. The rest of the team going to go siege out the bot lane. And they should be able to get this bot fort as well. So 2 forts picked up, or a fort and a keep, excuse me. Protector now down to about 28% health. Gonna go ahead and try to pick up this last fort. Nubrak actually wants to go in, finds Parabolic, but the mind control does not connect. And that is going to be a double fort keep pickup here. So the A is going to put a lot of map pressure on the red side here. Blue team just going to continue to grab all of these camps up. They have the 20, they have, oh, they went the Trader King. Okay, so Nubrak did not go the rewind, went a Trader King. So he's going to be even more tanky in these team fights. He's going to be a very difficult beetle to kill now. Can really get in the face of pretty much anybody. And now we've got the fight. May goes under, the Entomb does miss, but a big Dragon Strike going down. That is going to be Lucio falling first. A second kill. The Unrelenting strikes by the Kira. Nubrak jumps back in, but the Gust make sure they go to the back line. That is 3 kills so far for the side of Knife Party. And that is going to be 4 kills going for Knife Party. And now Knife Party are going to be the ones to try and dictate this map control. And they're going to go ahead and try to push in this mid lane. The siege is there. Did May go slush ball? No, she did not. It's fine. It's not that. I only really ever see it on Braxis. But they're still going to be able to siege. They're all very healthy. Leoric will be up in 1 second, and Nubrak in 30. So I don't believe this is a core, but this is definitely going to trade the keep for keep here. More importantly, they're going to be able to just continue to put this map back in their favor. And now we're going to see the potential for 5 fish in a barrel to see if they can get themselves back into this game. You know, it seems to be every fight is one-sided for one side, one-sided for the other side, back and forth. So, you know, Knife Party won the last big fight. 5 fish in a barrel won the fight before that. Knife Party won the one before that. So it's 5 fish in a barrel's turn, right? That's how that seems this late game has been going so far, but we'll see. So far, I mean, look at this. Experience pretty much even. Kills, 12 apiece. It is literally neck and neck. And we will have this final final protector in the mid phase, or final zone in the middle of the map. Protector at this point could just walk the core for either side. So both teams are going to put a lot of emphasis on this protector. Pings have gone down. You can sense the tension from both these teams. One trying to start their season off with a 2-0 domination victory. The other one's trying to get this back to a 1-1 series and see if they can set it to a game number 3 and get their own win. Skeletal Mage is already thrown down by Zool. Nubrak going to be able to just burrow himself away. Does elect to pop the burrow. The Dragon Strike going down, but everybody just parts on either side of it, so that's a lot of ultimates. Actually, we got Alexstrasza in Dragon Form, but that's a big ice wall. A lot of health bars getting low. Nubrak gets the 4-man impale, but the life or sound barrier was not able to keep the Nubrak alive. And so that is going to be the channel starting. Nubrak, 54 seconds until he gets back. There's no way he's going to be back in time. Do we see blue team just try and do something sneaky with the Kira and the Sylvanas? Nah. Maybe? Nope, they're going to go back in. They're going to try and fight this 5v4. Leoric goes in, has to get himself right away. Kira's been the controlling champion so far, but the insane amount of crowd control thrown down on the Kira right when she comes in. And this is going to be Knife Party. Falstad jumping all the way forward. That is a 5-man ace. And Knife Party going to go ahead and send this game on over to a 2-0 domination. Is going to be Knife Party, your Season 12 Division D champions, grand champions, coming out with a 2-0 domination victory in their first showing in Division C of the season. GG's by both teams. And wow, that was a lot of fun. Like, that game was back and forth the whole game until the end. Like right at the end, it ended up being the 5-man ace that sealed the deal. Hanzo putting out just an insane amount of damage. I did remember this. It's only been 3 months, but I remembered War likes to go the Dragon Strike Hanzo, and I mean, Clinic put on 106k damage, insane amount of damage coming out. Kira definitely did a fantastic job, was huge in some of those team fights. I mean, I believe the 2 fights that I remember that 5-fish and a trench coat really won hard. Kira got those 3-man stun, 3-man knockback. It looked pretty. And then Nubrak was able to follow up on a 3-man knockup with the burrow. So definitely good things coming out from 5-fish and a trench coat. Looks like, looking forward, you got a whole season. This is just week 1. Playoffs are all the way at the end of the season when it really matters. So plenty of things to improve on. Just got to tighten up a few of the little things, and I definitely think they're going to be a force to reckon with in this Division C West bracket as well. But let me throw it over to the talents. You guys can look at that real quick. I'm going to go ahead and message War, and see if we can get. He's probably on my friends list with how much I had to harass him in the playoffs last season. Where is that guy? Where is he? I know he's here somewhere. Or does he go over a different name on Discord? There he is. I knew he was there. I'm going to jump down into my favorite lobby and get us set up for this interview. And there he is. Knives, welcome.
Hey, Ice, how you doing?
Hey, I'm doing great. How's the team doing? Congratulations, by the way.
Oh, thank you very much. Thank you very much. A little bit of a scare there, huh? In game 2, kind of little. They came back strong.
I mean, scared for you. For me, I'm like, yeah, we got a good game going here. That's what we call Class A entertainment right there. That was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
But
some big plays.
Yeah.
Also, welcome back. I thought you were a really good caster, and I'm glad that you did another season. So, not to butter up or anything, but I thought you did a really good job.
Well, thank you.
Because you're always like, remember last game when you did this? And I'm like, geez, got a good memory.
Yeah. Getting into it, though, I mean, why don't you just give everybody here a little bit of background? I know about Knife Party a little bit from last season, but why don't you give just everybody a little bit of background about Knife Party and who you guys are and how you've gotten to this point so far.
Okay, so I'll try to be fast. So War is the captain of the team, and I'm just a lowly assistant captain, but it's a fun name, so name the team's Knife Party. We were in Division D West last season, and we went into the playoffs as a 6th seed, and we ended up it looked real good early in the season. It looked real bad for a long time, and then it came back and it looked pretty okay. And then we ran through the playoffs, and they were all best of 5s, but we finally won Division D West. So now we're in C West, and we're just trying to hold on. So we're a little worried about moving up, but they're clearly a good team. But it feels good to at least get 1 win. So we'll see what the future holds.
Yeah, I mean, 1 win when you played 1 game. That's an excellent feeling right there. Starting off your I guess you could say opening season Division C, with a 2-0 domination. That doesn't get much better than that.
So at least we belong, right?
Yeah, well,
at least we belong.
Hey, you're in there. You got a fighting chance for sure. But so let's get into this. You're going up against this Division C now. You kind of have no idea what to expect. It's like, okay, they're going to be better than Division D that we were in last year. So how did you guys prep for this series? Your week 1 series. How did you guys get ready for it?
Yeah, we couldn't really do a lot of research on them because we haven't seen what they've done. So all we could really look is like mildly look at profiles and have a guess. To their credit, they've got some really good players. So we just tried to do a little bit of target bans on some of them because they've got some really good players. And as you saw in the second game, like their Sylvanas is real good, and their tank is real good, and they just got a lot of good people. So we just try to keep them off their toes basically. And then second game, we just try to give them different looks so that try and make it hard to scope us out.
Yeah, so the target bans being that Diablo and Orphea in both games, actually your first and second bans.
Yeah.
So a little bit of a fear there, but we get into game one. You guys actually get to pick the lobby, and we go to Infernal Shrines, and for the most part,
Oh man.
it seemed
Yeah.
like Knife Party was very, very comfortable. I was expecting maybe a little bit of jitters coming in since it was first game and C, but it looked like you guys kind of just picked up where you left off. So was it just a confidence thing out of the draft? I mean, the Kerrigan pick, we got to talk about that one for a little bit. I don't think I've seen the Kerrigan pick come out
Right?
before.
Yeah. So what's funny is we just realized we needed some front line because we all like our ranged heroes. So we just kind of it was kind of at the last minute. We were just like, well, because we had some other ideas there, but they were like, well, I guess we could use some more front. So we threw him on Kerrigan, and the hope was that it would synergize well with the rest of our team, and I thought it did pretty good. So Kerrigan was able to just kind of do her thing without worrying about being too molested or anything like that. So that went
Yeah.
pretty good.
I was curious because I was sitting there going in the draft. I was like, man, I could see where the draft's building to, but we got to get some early game because they come out with the Sylvanas Cassia, and it's like, oh man, if we go
Right?
like super late, Sylvanas and Cassia are just gonna put their foot on the gas and try and snowball. And then I see the Kerrigan come out and go, well, that's early game. Kerrigan could definitely put down a lot of damage with the May really quick.
Yeah, that probably is. I don't know, but maybe that because we thought when they had Sylvanas, we thought they were going to be burning down buildings early game real bad, but we were able to keep on ahead of that. That might be, I don't know, maybe that's why. Because in the second game, they clearly showed that she knows what she's doing when she plays Sylvanas. So
Oh yeah,
yeah,
it's easier to keep Sylvanas, behind her own
yeah,
forts when you got a big old scary Punisher running at her every time. I think you guys
yeah,
got like 4-1 on the Punisher, so
yeah.
definitely
Not bad,
helped.
right?
Yeah, not
Not
bad.
bad.
Definitely helps the things. But as
You probably remember last season when we used to keep inting and just throwing games on that map. So it was nice to get it was nice to get a W
yeah,
on
it's just
Shrines.
like, oh, we got one. All right.
Yeah.
So we get through game one. Seems pretty, there's that small hiccup in the top, and it looked like they were kind of fighting back in there for a second, but you guys end up coming away with the win. Game two, you send us over to Volskaya, a game that has our map that historically goes late. Small changes to the well changes the map just a little bit. How did you guys approach the draft phase a little bit? I mean, the bands were the same, but did you expect them to draft similarly? I mean, you guys kind of completely changed your draft outside of the Alexstrasza and May kind of deal. Were you thinking of running it back, or was it just like, no, we're gonna try something new?
We want to just shake it up, just to shake it up. And we were gonna do a complete 5-man shake up, but then it was like, okay, well, I guess this works, and it kind of fell that way. But I don't know, just make it fun. Do something different. Try to make it hard for people to target ban us out in the future, by doing a bunch of different stuff.
Sure. Just giving a couple looks, making sure that the stats are evenly spread, so that it's harder to focus on one specific thing.
Yeah. In terms of
We're
target bans,
sure.
the thing is, like, their Diablo's really, really good. I don't even think Diablo's good on that map, but he's really, 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 just from the stats I could see, really good with Diablo. So they're like, all right, well, let's just keep him off that and see what happens. It went well the previous games, we keep that the same, right? If anything, and then
Sure.
just
Sure.
keep
Yeah.
shaking it up.
I mean, good things seem to happen when you keep them off Diablo, kind of deal. Um,
Yeah, especially with that boost, right?
yeah.
So
But you get into this late game. Were you guys ever worried for a second there? They get the 4-man wipe, they get the Punisher, the keep is pretty much gone. Were you worried that they were going to potentially end? Were you planning for that,
when
or were
they
you
when they
more
took
just trying to?
objective,
Yeah, the
yeah,
bottom
totally,
objective.
totally. We were talking about that. Yeah, we were they were gonna rush top and just burn it down. I get why they didn't because like a lot of us were back up. So then you say, well, let's just take the keeps. We probably would have done the same thing as them. Isn't that the weird thing?
Oh, it's always
Like
that's the best thing
when you're
about
on the
this
defending
game.
team, you're like, man, they're gonna run it down our core. We're toast.
I
Please do
mean,
anything other than that. And then when you're the team with you, you're like, well, let's not, throw or anything like that, right? So that's probably
100%.
everybody's conversation at that time.
I mean, this game is like hindsight galore. I get to sit back and watch the game, so I get to go, oh, but what if they did this and they could have done this, kind of deal. I'm not the person
Yeah.
actually playing the game. The people playing the game, nerves are racking, and they're like, oh man, we don't want to mess this up, kind of deal.
Yeah, totally.
I mean, I've been on both ends of that call where it's like, oh yeah, it worked for us, and oh no, that didn't work for us at all. So it's totally understand. I was just curious if you guys were like, oh yeah, okay, they're gonna take a top, we got to defend top because you sent the Falstad back, And then all of a sudden you switched it with the Zool, and the Zool took the Punisher one-on-one. And I was like, huh, this is getting interesting. But
Yeah.
ultimately, that all went by the wayside. And then that final fight, I mean, talk us through like what you guys were looking for going into that final fight, and ultimately how you figured out to pull the trigger to get the 5-man ace, and then just go to core.
Yeah. So that's a challenge, right? Because they're good at they're good at 5-man fights too. We were trying to because they just kept winning fights. So we were trying to find like an angle, like what could we do to set it up. So basically, there was a lot of good things going on. I have classic tunnel vision, so I mostly just saw what I was up to, and I was able to get some stuns, and War was able to just do some Hanzo stuff on it, and that's kind of a lot of what was going on there. Because they're really good. Their skills good. Their ultimates are really good. Layaret kept catching us all the time with his stupid things. So then we were trying to be a little bit more defensive with the fights a little bit later, and see if we could get them to blow their ults and then go in. So.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, we were equally nervous that we might die in that last fight, and then we
Oh,
would
sure.
just lose, right? So
Yeah, I mean
could have gone either way.
that last fight, I mean, you guys at least had to be a little bit nervous because the Kira and Nubarak, like 3-man knockback, stun, 3-man burrow
Yeah.
chain,
Yeah.
hit you guys at least 2 or 3 times. So I knew that was at least on the radar. Like, man, we can't let this happen again, because if they do, then they will go core and just and
Not only
win it
that,
there.
Anubarak's ults were perfect because it'd be like, oh, cool, well we can counter, and then it's like, nope, you're already wrapped up in a cocoon.
Yeah,
So
you're
yeah, they were good.
you're in that warm blanket, not able to do anything, screaming to your friends, "Help, let me out."
Right. Yeah, that one over on the bottom right. I think what happened was they wrapped me up right away, but I think they just didn't see that we'd thrown a W out with May. So even though they got rid of me real fast, I just barely got it off in time.
Yeah,
So
it's
then
like
once they were frozen. So
that last hurrah of a snowball coming out and ultimately
yeah.
helping out. But awesome. I mean, great things all around. Good first week, was a lot of fun watching this game. I always end the stream or end the stream with two questions. First off, if you had to name an MVP for your team tonight, who would it be and why?
Well, I don't like giving anything. I don't know. A lot of people did really good. I guess I go with Sabing. Sabing did a great job. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of people did good. He did great. Everybody did good.
A lot of people did
Everybody
good.
did a
He
good
just
job.
did great. That's
Ward did a good job. DB did a good job. Everybody did a good job.
Yeah, I mean,
definitely on their team, we were thinking who would be the MVP on their team, and I think Sil probably had the best games.
Yeah.
So watch out for that.
Give it a nod over to the Sylvanas. Gotta for future scouting for other teams. Gotta watch out for that Sylvanas for sure. I definitely think the Alex Straza healing was absolutely nutty and critical in some of the fights. But I agree with you. I mean the Asmodan chunking in game 1 that he was able to do, getting that 400 stacks, and then a couple of those wind tunnels from Falstad, especially that one turnaround where it seemed like Hanzo was dead to rights, and then Falstad comes in and gets a 3-man wind tunnel.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Just, chef's kiss to the sky on that one. That was beautiful. So,
pretty clutch.
Last but not least, I'm going to open it up to you. Any shout outs you'd like to give? The floor is yours.
We'd like to thank Rage Shadow Legends for backing us up in season 2. They haven't paid us, and actually I've never installed the game, but I'm sure that if we just keep saying it enough, we'll finally get some sponsorship. Thank you to that's it. That's all I got. Mostly you, dude. Thanks for casting. Thanks for being back, and thanks to NGS. This is fun.
Absolutely. We love it. I mean, I'm excited. This is week 1. We got I don't know, 12, 13 weeks to go, and then playoffs, and we're just getting kicked off. But awesome. Well, congratulations again, Knives, to Knives Party's 2-0 domination starting off Division C West. Gonna be a lot of fun watching these games going forward. Have a wonderful night. Thanks for joining me for the interview.
Thanks a lot. Have a good night.
You too, bud. All right, ladies and gentlemen, that was Knives. May Extraordinaire coming in, landing, as many of you pointed out in chat, some of those critical ice walls coming in with big value in a lot of those late game teams fights, especially on Volskaya. A lot of fun in this game, number 1. If you had fun on the channel, drop a follow. Thank you so much for all the support on the channel. Definitely appreciate it. You can see your kind of names going through the little tracker feed going through there. Always appreciate it. This is just game 1 of week 1 of season 13. We got a lot to come on this channel. NGS is a lot of fun to cast. Got to give one last shout out to all the followers dropping them in this channel. Tuba Bref, It's Me Frank, Flame Kian, Bro Buntu, and Zombie Boss. Thank you all so much for coming in, dropping the follows. Welcome to the channel. You're going to have a fun time here. We've got another match coming up tomorrow night. I believe it is at 7 o'clock as well. I think we're going to Division E tomorrow night. I'm not entirely, I can't remember off the top of my head, but we'll be back tomorrow night for some more NGS action and then going on throughout the rest of the weekend. I'm also going to try and get a lot more replay casts in. We got a lot more late night casters this last season that have then transitioned into this season. And those are the only matches I'm able to get. So if I can't grab a cast because they're all getting grabbed up, then I'll just start doing replay casts this season as well. So if your team wants a replay cast, you can always send me a message on Discord just asking, hey, do you mind throwing our replay cast up? And I'll try to get it in there sometime this season. But for me, for tonight, that's all I got. I hope you had a lot of fun tonight. I definitely did. I'm looking forward to more. We've got Raka going on with some more NGS action. So I'm going to throw us over to Raka's channel. I don't remember what division. I think it's a Division D matchup she's got tonight. But I'm going to throw us on over to a raid on Raka's channel. Thank you for coming out, everybody. Have a wonderful night, and I'll see you all hopefully here tomorrow night for some more NGS action. Take care, everyone.
I shall be your shield.